Hello again, everybody! Welcome back to the 10th episode of Buck Chuckets and Penguins. I'm Mr. McSquare, and welcome to the channel. In the last episode, we put together a community storage system. And the motivator behind getting this piece of work done at this time was I want to dig out this whole spawn area. And that's a ridiculous amount of blocks, and I needed somewhere to put all the blocks. So I devised just a little catch system here, and all that is a platform of hoppers with a line that leads down to the storage facility. And now whenever I dig and my inventory fills up with blocks, I can just throw it in that corner, it falls down, gets collected, and my inventory stays usable. So I had to push pause on my project of digging this out because we got a whole bunch of villagers at the top here. And in today's episode, we are rehoming the villagers. Now, one of our members, who is no longer with us and decided to move on to other things. And on that note, there is room if other people do ever care to join us. One of the things he left behind was these villages over here, and totally with the concept that it's just temporary. They're stuck in a booth. You can see I dug out these side chambers to house them, or at least house some of them. Each of these areas, sections, cells, if you were, not prison cells as in a piece. You can see there's an alcove spaced out for each one of them, and then of course, because it's a Minecraft world, there's caverns and such behind it. But we're going to dig out each of those alcoves and make it basically a little shop / house for each of the villagers. And here's just a visual of each of the cells. For simplicity, all the cells are going to be the same. They're all going to be the same. But here's the basic layout of each one. They've got little living quarters, a work area, and then just the front zone that you walk into, and it's all lit up. Okay. Walk in, do your business, and the villagers also have their residence attached. So instead of staying in a little wooden box, they've got a shop and a home. And this guy right here, he's number one. He's mending, and he was zombified and cured multiple times, so that all of his trades are 1 emerald and 1 book for all the enchantment books. And even though the other member's not with us, this is the biggest contribution he's leaving behind is this guy right here. There's also an Unbreaking guy who similarly Unbreaking 3 for 1 emerald and 1 book. Super awesome. And I don't want to throw these guys away because they're valuable, and then I would just have to wind up making them myself. But because they're already here, well, we're not going to throw them away. We're going to give them a new home. So just bring them in. And as I break this, you'll notice that there's a 1.5 slab gap, and the villager needs a 2 slab gap to cross any barrier. So visually, it looks like he is free to roam wherever he likes, but with those half blocks, there's not enough space for him. Now I just got to get him in here. And we'll make the hole just a wee bit bigger, and we'll put all these blocks back in a minute. And then the little doorways there, I just used the trick of sticking a trap door over the doorway so that we can control where the villager roams. And that little bit of a step is a problem, so we'll remove it. I suppose it's easier if I just jump in the boat with them, but we'll just do it this way for now. Pull them in, there we go. And you notice for the efficiency and size constraints, I'm going to put 2 villagers in each store. and partnered up with the most popular guy of mending is going to be the other most popular guy of unbreaking 3. So I'll put them into the easiest to access room that's most central, because they're going to get more visitors than everybody else. And it's not done yet, but this lit up terrace is going to go all the way around spawn. It's a lot of digging. I'm up for the task though. And then once that gets done, we'll dig the hole down further, all the way down to the bottom of the world. You can see buildings are disappearing, the hole is getting bigger. It's a lot of work, but it's a labor of love. It's this guy here. There you are. Unbreaking. Yep. Get that out of the way. Put a boat down. And you can see there's that trap door that's stopping him from walking out. Remove all that. And he's in the boat. And now that he's in the boat, we can bring him to his new home. Hey, yup. Back in, and you can see they're both in there. Unbreaking with his other trades, which really they're not great, but hey, they came with the guy. He's got the super unbreaking for 1. We'll label it so that we can keep it straight when we're walking down the roadway here, which storekeeper we want to visit. Unbreak 3. And he's charging 1 emerald. And I put bookshelves above the signs because they also sell items in addition to their enchants. And so that allows me to display both what the items that they've got for sale are and their enchants and the price that's going on. So if you walk down this roadway, you can see what each one does and then stop wherever you need to stop. Super simple and way better than living in a little wooden box. And in their work area, they've got their workstations and a couple chests. Nothing special here. Work area there. And seemingly accessible, but they are not going to walk out. All good. And this whole area is half slabbed on the floor, so no monsters will spawn in that area. And then we just repeat all that, and then those guys are done. So now that those guys all have a home, you can see the big gap, that's where all the enchanters work. They're all placed in the lit up terrace, the light terrace let's call it. And now next to them, similarly, these guys over here, bit of a hole. These guys here are all your emerald armors and most of your weapons, so they need a home as well. So if we come from spawn and we head over to the area that I've kind of claimed as my base area, I'm gonna make a forge to stick all the diamond guys, because for 1 emerald you can buy diamond armor and diamond boots and diamond pants and a diamond helmet and a diamond sword and a diamond axe, and that's just useful for 1 diamond each. So if you're ever dead, just reach into your storage, grab some emeralds, and then you can buy all this stuff. So we had a bit of an industrial theme there. That's where the super smelter is and the lava generator. And then this gap here, that gap here, we're turning into a forge. And we'll build this in a couple steps. This first step is the actual work area. You can see we got the workbenches and the same thing on the other side. So we got a lava reservoir, a water reservoir in the forge, and the workstations. Most importantly, there's 2 grindstones, 2 tool benches, and I'll turn around here. There's also 2 what do you call these super smelty forges things? Blast furnace, that's it. Okay, 2 blast furnaces as well. And this is essentially the work zone, and You can see my handy dandy little trap doors over the doorways so that we can control them. And then that gap next to it will be the housing area for the same workers. A little bit of a view from the side. So next to the magic mushroom is the forge. What kind of forge? Well, as I said, it's the diamond forge. Just where you go with a handful of emeralds to get all your diamond gear back. And of course, because it's diamond gear, we put a little diamond decoration there. Everyone's using netherite, so diamond's really not a big deal. But if you ever need it, you don't have to actually form diamonds into gear. You can just have a handful of emeralds and have all the gear. It's way cheaper that way. And then the deep slate tile and spruce building, that'll be where the workers are housed. I went with the concept that it's more of like a work site than a home. So ideally I'll have 6 workers in there when it's done, 2 of each of the types. And currently we've only got 5. We're missing a guy to have shovels and hoes. But that's a problem for another day. So they'll have access to their housing and of course access to their stack of diamonds because they're diamond forge guys. And they'll have their communal kitchen here, kitchen and meeting area. And then we'll just make a communal bunkhouse upstairs because it's more of a work site, not a cozy home. This is where they come to work and get work done. Spartan living conditions, but it's a work site. So they got a place to rest and beds to claim as their own. Then they can get to work. The sea lanterns over top of the lava and the water also help to light up the area, and each of the doorways also has some lanterns because we don't want mobs to spawn in the interior, so it's all lit up. And it blends so nicely with the other constructions that's already there. Like the stack of diamonds helps tie it right into the gold and the iron and the coal that's stacked up next to it. Yeah, it flows nicely. And even though it was just added on, it looks like it's always been part of the plan. Nice. Yeah, you can't even tell that it's a recent add-on. It's all part of the build. Well, it also makes sense because it's got the same bloody architect, me, doing all the builds. So of course it's got the same design and flavor to it. Okay, getting things done, I like it. And that takes care of our enchanting villagers and our tradesmen villagers. Well, actually I should get the tradesmen in here first. Like so. And then of course we just repeat the whole boat them over and set them free inside. Now, of those villagers is also a semi-skilled, what do you call them? The clerics. And the clerics are really potion based. And if you check out Lawless Bacon's episodes, he recently built a potion room. So we're just going to donate this guy here. And I already chatted to Lawless Bacon, and he agreed that he can find a hole for him. Look at this. It's beautiful little guys, guards and such. Check out his channel. Shout out to Lawless Bacon and his beautiful build here. Like, really worth checking out. And you can see he's got a little bit of a discount. He's not 100% done, but he's been discounted once. And he's got master skill, so he can find a home in Lawless Bacon's new potion, which looks amazing. And it's in one of those side chambers. But that's Lawless Bacon's channel stuff, so check out his stuff and you'll see his beautiful handiwork. And then we got a farmer, and the farmer's pretty cool because he sells 1 pumpkin and 1 melon for an emerald, and that's a super good deal. Again, I don't want to bother doing this myself, and he's the last villager. And the last villager is going to need a home as well. He's not going to hang out with the tradesmen. He's not going to hang out with the enchanters. But I've got this open stretch of land over here. In between my Taskmaster enchanting room and my honey farm. Yeah, this area right here. So there's a barn at spawn. That was one of the first builds I made. And it's just storing food. And although we're at a point in this world where we don't need it, it's still nice to have a resource because you don't know what builds in the future might need it. And it's also fitting that your town's got food storage. It kind of makes sense. So we'll make a small food silo, and we'll relocate all the food that's stored there because we're gonna destroy the barn and dig out all of spawn. All those last 5 buildings, they're all gonna go. You can see the top of the barn is missing because I already started chopping her down. And I stopped when I got to the point of, ooh, we got some chests of food here. I don't want to throw this stuff away. That's a lot of resources that we're just going to stick in a different chest. There's no need to throw this away. Never know if you have a horse farm, you need a bunch of carrots or something else. And it's just a double chest of carrots. Doesn't hurt to have that. So over to the food silo and put each of the food items into an appropriate chest, and we'll label that up. And anybody who needs them can just come and grab whatever they need. Okay. Then, once again, get the farmer, bring him over, and as I place him, I will show you his new home. Now, because there's only one farmer, he gets his own house. I'm not going to bother to make more of them because I really don't need more. There's so many ways for us to get emeralds. Like I've got a sugarcane farm, and sugarcane makes paper. You can just give the paper to enchanters. More than enough emeralds. But if anybody really wanted to, this guy will buy your pumpkins and melons for 1 each. And he's the perfect caretaker for the food silo. And there's a reason why all the warehouses and this food silo here. There's the food silo. We stuck a hay wagon next to it and an office/house next to the food silo. So he administrates the food. There's a reason why there's a food silo and warehouses next to a dock that seems to go nowhere. But that's a future episode coming up soon on why this dock is here. Why these warehouses and storage facilities are where they're at. And it'll all come together soon. As now that we've got way more building resources, our builds can become more involved and we can tell a little bit of a story with it. So he's got his kitchen, and hiding as the sink there, that's the villager composter, that's the villager workstation. And it makes a pretty nice sink. So it sits there. He's got access over to the storage there. Cozy fireplace, because why not? It's his home. An administrative desk. And a simple bedroom. With a beautiful view. The skinny sections on the top, that's just wall blocks instead of full blocks. And the panes of glass transition right into them. It's a nice little Minecraft effect. Gives it depth and makes it look like it's two different levels. Okay. Just give you a quick view of the finished silo. It's got a glass top and sea lanterns for lighting on the inside because I really like sea lanterns. It's a nice effect. And of course all the food items with a visual aid and a label. Nice. Potatoes, carrots, everything else. Okay. Wow. That's 3 builds so far. We have the farm silo or food silo, and we have the enchanters on the light terrace. We've also got a visitor checking out, hey, new building, what's going on? And that's Lawless Bacon, the guy that you should really check out his builds. He does wonderful work. But that's it for me today. Thanks again for joining me, and hope to see you again sometime. For now, bye-bye.